He was all aggressive.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Real Brothers for the Real World. I'm TL, and that's my man Stace.
Yo,
Tonight, I'm coming live to y'all from Denver,
that's right.
Colorado.
That's right.
And yes, and
I was
yes,
about to ask you that. Why are
it's
you out there?
real.
Like,
The culture
I
is
was about to
real.
say, yo, yeah,
Yes, it
that's
is.
crazy. But you know
Yeah,
what, like,
yeah,
to continue on with the conversation, what TL is talking about when he says is real is that weed is completely legal out there, right? Marijuana is
yeah,
legal out there,
yeah. It's completely legal, right?
right?
Yeah,
So,
and the stores are set up. They call them like dispensaries,
right,
and it's set up just like a regular like candy store or
right.
bodega. You go in there and but you had to present your
Yo,
license. They make sure
coming
that you're
live to y'all
the right
from
age,
Denver. Say that
and
last part
then
again. No,
so you gotta present your ID so they make sure that not a minor or anything.
right.
But yeah, you go in there and it's like,
The angels start singing.
right? You
So,
know
but
what I
you know what
mean?
though? What that means, CL, is that like we said though, that's coming to the rest of the country.
Oh
That's
yeah,
coming
yeah.
to the rest of the country. Right? If
It
it's that
has to.
organized, it has to.
It
Right.
has to.
Correct.
It
Right.
has to.
Later
They
on,
just
it's
got
going
to
to be
figure out how to tax it and
out of tax.
everything,
Yep.
like and all that. But see,
Then later on, it's
the
going to be like
bad
going
part
to a
about
bar.
that you know what, uh, I I know you're getting ready to go over your topics, but let me make that my random real quick.
Go ahead.
The so the people that are able to sell marijuana legally, right, are the people that can afford
Mm,
to buy these expensive licenses
right.
and all go through all of this expensive,
That's
you
right.
know, uh,
Through
red
the
tape,
legal process. Right.
the
Yeah.
legal
Legal process. Yeah.
right, the quote fingers legal process.
Right.
But for a brother that just, if he want to just go and buy him, $100 worth of seeds
Mm-hmm.
and then grow his own,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like,
Well,
it's a
you can
big
do that,
deal.
right? But you just
Or
can't
no,
sell it,
but then
right?
you can do it,
But you can't sell it.
but you can't sell it. You can't make
Right.
a profit off of it.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? You can't, and I don't think that's fair. Like why can't? So that's just making sure that impoverished people can't take advantage of something that they've been putting us in jail for forever, for years,
Well,
right?
now
So how you gonna come? You done put all of these brothers, not even just brothers. You done put all these people, period, in jail over marijuana, over something that you letting people now go ahead and sell freely. As long as
now
you got the money to do it.
now I think
That's not right.
those are two separate issues, and this is what I mean by that. I agree with you. The ones that have been put in jail for that needs to be addressed. If it's legal now, then there should be a way. We talked about it one time before to go back and address those people that have been jailed for for possessing weed. Second
Mm-hmm.
issue though, Nike, I'm not totally against it. You being required to have a license in order to sell it because, like we were talking about before we came on, though, when you go into that candy store, you know exactly what you're buying. You know the strand, you know the percentage of THC or whatever those active ingredients are, versus somebody that grew something out of the ground, and you know how that works. As soon as you allow that to happen, now you're gonna have someone say, "I grew this, and it's not gonna be anything but corn." So
Nah, but well, I agree about the license.
mhm.
That part I agree with, but you don't. The license shouldn't be so exorbitant that an average person who wants to get into that field or want to open up a business can't afford it. That's the only thing I have a problem with.
I mean, but like
You
anything
you
else,
you know you're making it where people
they
can't do
can't get
their like
it.
you know people that has been all right. What they're doing is they're making it where people who have actually made a living and
Mhm,
and survived off selling this product.
mhm,
Now these people who built up this clientele, who built up this knowledge about this product,
mhm.
now you're telling them, oh, you're stealing that business from them.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know
Well,
what I
I mean,
mean?
but again, like, good evening. That I mean, again, like, I think that, I mean, I went through the process and had a liquor license, and there are ways to do it the same way. I didn't pop out with a lot of money to go buy one outright, but if you're serious about making that purchase, you find a way to do it. Whether it's going through a broker, you get a loan to do it. That's what we did. We had a loan and we paid weekly to purchase that license. So you can do a person
Right.
could do the same thing though. So, oh, don't forget to put the link out there, Nike, so
I
that people
did. I
can hop
did
on.
already. Yeah, I
But
did.
yeah, so again, and I guess I also look at it in terms of like alcohol. You
Right.
can't have people brewing moonshine in the back of their house and then selling it, because again, that's people consuming something that can be dangerous. It could kill them.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
you still have to have controls in place to make sure that if you're doing this, the same way that L and I make sure that if you open a restaurant, you have your kitchen is clean. You're not spraying bugs. You don't have rat feces all over the place. It can it be overwhelming and overburdensome? Yes, but there's a purpose for it. There's a purpose for it, and sometimes it can seem like all that red tape is to keep some people out, and they could overdo it. But part of it also is for municipalities to protect themselves from lawsuits. You have a restaurant that opened that everyone attends. Someone goes there and they got a license, and you find out that it's just some shack. Next, someone wants to sue the city because how did you let this person open a license when you never came and checked the place out? So that's part of it also.
Right.
So all right, so you ready to hit these topics, Knight?
What's the topics? What's our topics we working with tonight?
All right, so we got four topics. Next, TL is gonna do everything he can to stay focused. He's been out there in Denver, where the land of the smoke cloud. So we gonna get through this. All right, the first
Oh, it's real.
is real. There you
It's
go.
real.
All right, first
Really,
topic,
really real.
Jada. Just Jada.
Just
Second
Jada.
topic, what if Chris Rock were white? Then we have, should Justice Thomas resign or at least recuse himself? The whole thing going on with the Supreme Court Justice Thomas, his wife being involved with what's up, Pat? Being involved with the people that were trying to overthrow the resurrect not resurrection, the insurrection and everything else.
The resurrection.
The resurrection, yeah. They were there. All right,
Yeah.
last topic. Would you die for this country? Those are the four topics. We welcome anyone to hop on, uh, engage us in these four topics. Also, we have another thing we want to let you know. We have two tickets. A buddy of mine, his name is Cigar Williams. He's been throwing shows here in Philadelphia at the Met. Yeah, we have two tickets that we're going to give away. We'll let you know when you need to click on the link, hop on, and claim the tickets. All right. So we're going to do that at some point. Matter of fact, we'll do it now. The first person to click on the link,
No, don't do it yet.
engage us. Don't do
Nah,
it yet.
nah,
Okay.
don't do
All
it
right. We're
yet.
going to wait for a minute. We'll wait for a minute then.
Let's get a
Let us.
couple topics in. Make sure people stay tuned. Y'all ain't
Okay.
gonna get these tickets and bounce.
Okay. There you go. Nice. Nice. All right,
Yeah.
Mike. So where you
All
want to
right.
start, man? Where you want to start?
All right. I guess we gotta. I guess we gotta hit the
Because it's
because
in the
we
news.
we didn't get a chance
Yeah.
to hit it last week because we
Yeah.
had Ellie
Yeah, Ellie.
Mistow on.
Right. Which was great.
So let's go ahead and hit the Jada joint real quick.
Okay. Just Jada. Just Jada. Now
Yeah.
I can start. I can start, Nike.
All right.
The reason why we did that, like Till said, this happened last week, but it's like the story that doesn't go away because there's different layers
Oh
and
man,
levels
I'm so
to it.
tired of it. Yeah.
You know what? I agree, but unfortunately, it's almost as if they're the Smiths are doing things to keep it relevant. Like the slap happened last week, but then Jada put a post out saying she's ready for the healing, and then also, which the part that got to me, she put a post out, Nike, saying that Will Smith overreacted, and he didn't have to do that, and he didn't have to do that to protect her.
She didn't try
And
to go and get it. She didn't try to hold him back. She didn't try to go get him.
and that was the thing, people and that seems to be the conversation. Everyone's saying that she just left him out there. And I agree with that. Like you said, I mean, she allowed him to sit at the seat next to her, get mad, and then when he went to get out of his seat, she didn't reach to grab him. She didn't try to stop him.
Right. She
But then
ain't
to
say,
also
"Oh, it's okay." You know
right,
what I mean? Don't. It's
don't
cool.
do it. Right, right.
No,
She's
she
not gonna
was
get
like,
some lip.
she gave him the nod.
So it's almost like what does that say about what does it say about her though? The fact that she would allow him to go on stage and do that and then throw him under the bus and say he overreacted and he didn't have to do that. I mean,
You know,
what does that say though?
if we being honest, right?
Hmm.
As far as you know how uh so I think it's in the Bible something about being unequally yoked.
Mm, right.
Well, Will and Jada are a little bit unequally yoked.
What do you
You know
mean
what I
by that?
mean?
I
Just
say.
because like she overreaches her boundaries a little
Mm.
bit sometimes because he is the actual star of that whole clan, right? Like
I mean,
as far as the Hollywood shit goes, right?
she's a star in her own right. Now, I'm not
I
saying
mean,
she
I'm not
compares.
saying she's not a star. What I'm saying is
He's the bigger star.
he is the biggest star. So
Yeah.
so like if it wasn't for him, she would have no need to be at the Oscars in the first place.
At this point, right, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that I'm not denigrating her or anything like that. But what I'm saying is like he messed his career up.
Mm,
He
mm,
messed his money up over some shit that she don't even care about. You know
right,
what I mean?
right, right,
And
right.
and she like, well, oh well, that's on him.
Yo,
You
but
know what
how
I
can
mean?
she leave him hanging like that? How can she, after the backlash that happened as a result of it, how can she just come out days later saying
That's
that
what
he
I'm saying. Like
overreacted?
she
I mean,
don't like
that's
like I said, she don't really. It don't sound to me like she like whatever. You know what I
yo,
mean?
but
He overreacted.
that's crazy. Now, somebody said any publicity um is keeping their name relevant, and that's what I was my initial thought because then they also had a clip of them in the crib. Did you see that one? They
Nah,
were in the
I
crib and
don't
she
keep
started.
up with that
Now I don't
bullshit.
either.
Yeah,
It popped up. They
but
were in the crib, right? And she's asking
yeah,
him questions. I guess trying to do a little mini promo about the red table talk, and he's like, "No, don't start rolling tape while we in the house. I'm in my house. Basically, give me some privacy." And
right, right.
she's like, "You see, I'm still dealing with this nonsense. Stay tuned to the red table." It's like he
Yeah,
just needs
like
us a break.
it's crazy.
It is
See,
crazy.
see, she trying to. It seems to me like I don't know her. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Like, and I really don't give a shit what they doing.
mhm.
I'm just. I guess we got to talk about it because
It's
it's
in the
the
news,
current
right?
event. You know what I
Right,
mean? But
right.
like, it seems to me like she's trying to hold on. First of all, anything they say or anything that you see in publication is coming out through um, a what do they call them people
Oh, the handlers.
that right they're handlers and fixers
Mhm,
and
mhm,
you know they're press agents and all that
mhm.
shit.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff that you hear them say or you heard that heard somebody else say that they said
Has been filtered.
is is filtered, right? So you don't know. First of all, you don't know exactly what went on behind the scene because I even saw a video on Twitter where right after the incident, when Will got his Grammy, he's
Mm.
standing there talking to Chris Rock
Right. I
with
saw
his
that. Yeah,
arm around him.
I
See,
saw that.
but you don't a lot, you know what I mean. But they don't put that in the news and all that shit,
Right,
right?
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So,
Yeah,
in my opinion, I don't give a fuck about either one of them because I don't know them personally.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So if he came up and slapped the shit out of him,
Mm,
that's
mhm,
between they both men. That's
mm.
between them.
Right, right,
Now I can tell you that a lot of people would have reacted differently, and
right,
I
right,
think
right.
that Chris Rock handled it in a way that was
Professional.
took more courage and
Right.
restraint
Right. Yeah.
than
Yeah.
most people
Yeah.
would have been able to muster. Now
Yeah.
I can
Good,
applaud him
good.
on that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
As far as
Absolutely.
Will, and as far as Will, like she said, he overreacted,
Mhm.
but it was a coward move in
It
the
was a
first
cow move,
place.
and that
You know what I
that
mean?
was my spin on it the entire time.
Right,
He bullied him. He
right.
bullied, and what I
Not
didn't like
just
to
bully
see,
them,
he,
not
he
just bully them, because this will take us into our next. This will take us into our next topic.
but
Where
Will Smith bullied Chris Rock, and the reason that I say that though, Nike, is because the question that I asked when it first happened, the question
right,
that I asked is, would he have got on stage and slapped 50 Cent? No. He did
right,
that because he knew that Chris Rock wasn't going to respond.
right,
So he
right,
chose
right,
that battle, which is a
right.
bully move. Now
And here's our and
goes to the next one.
yeah, this goes into our good segue into the next topic.
Mhm.
Like, so
What would have happened?
what
What
would
if
have
Chris
happened?
Rock were white?
Mhm,
What if Chris Rock were white?
right.
What do you think? What do you think, Knight? What would have happened
If Chris
if Chris
Rock
Rock?
was white,
Right.
there wouldn't have been an issue
Mm.
because
He'd have been locked up or shot. Huh?
now I've seen Will smack a now to be straight,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
seen Will smack
Reporter or those,
a
yeah, the
reporter
fans.
or
Right.
like a what you call it,
Hmm.
a photographer.
Hmm.
But that's different. Like I'm talking about
Right.
a celebrity.
Right. Right.
If he would have if it would have been a white celebrity, he
Mm.
wouldn't have opened his mouth.
Right. I mean, which
And
goes
I'm
back
not trying
to
to call him like
no, but it is what it
nothing
is.
like that.
Like you said, he
I'm not
wouldn't have
trying to
done it.
say he's Uncle Tom or none of that kind of
He
shit.
wouldn't have done
But
it.
I just
That's
know
why it was a bully move.
that he would have thought more about
Correct.
his money.
Actually, you know what? Listen to this though. When you say he would have thought more about it, but he also would have respected that person more because that was the ultimate disrespect of Chris Rock. That
That
was the
was
ultimate disrespect, you
that
know.
was.
And somebody said, what they say, it would have happened. Period. What do they mean? That
It
he
would
would have
have
slapped him,
happened.
or are
Period.
they trying to say it would not have happened? Period. I can't see who said that. Do they mean
Uh,
it would not have happened? Period, or would have had? They can click on.
that's S. Hey S, that's Phil's sister.
Oh, okay. Hey. Oh,
That's
okay. Hey,
Esther.
how you
Yeah.
doing? Well, yeah. I don't. Is she saying that it would have still happened or it would not have happened?
Come on, S. Tell us what you
Right. So
mean because
if she get on, we're gonna let her claim the ticket night. If she gets on, are we gonna give her a ticket?
it's up to you. You got the tickets.
S I S.
I'm
Listen,
in Denver.
we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it this way. The
I got
first
the
person
golden tickets for something else.
the first person, the
She said
first
it wouldn't have
person
happened.
that the first person that clicks on the link and from now get the first ticket for Sunday's show at the Met. It's a comedy show that's going to be held at the Met. Compliments
All
of my
right,
man
wait.
Cigar
Let me
Williams.
make it fair. Let me put the link in there again.
The link is
Here's
going
the
to be
link for
here.
everybody.
Now, when you get on, we still want to hear your opinion about this thing that we're talking about. So you do that, and you just say, "I want the ticket," and you get the first ticket to the show, which will be held at the Met in Philadelphia Sunday. Compliments of my man Cigar Williams. So click on that link, give us your opinion, and claim your ticket. But yeah, I am curious as far as what S meant when she said it would have happened. Period. Because I don't think it would have. I think first of all, like when you said
All right, the links is out there.
what would have happened if Chris Rock were white, like you said, I think it would not have happened
It
because
wouldn't have happened.
Will Smith knew there would have been different consequences for doing that, and there would have been more dire. I think if the cops showed up, there wouldn't have been. Do you want us to take him out? The assault charges would have been charged. They would have been filed.
Hey, Stace,
Yeah.
picture me up on stage. I'm getting an award for the Real Brothers show,
And somebody
and
come
this
and
nigga
smack.
come and smack me.
Yo, I mean,
Yo, that ain't
most.
gonna be no good show.
But
That show
you
would
know
have
what though?
ended.
But that's why I say it was a bully move. That's
That
exactly
show
why I
would have
said it
been
because
that should have been over.
Chris, you know what you know what bothered me more so than anything else, and I know the question was what would have happened if you were white. The fact that Chris Rock was emasculated And when he
Yeah,
was in his
that's I
seat,
felt sorry for him for
that
that.
part
Yeah,
bothered me more than
right. Yeah,
anything else. And he
yeah,
was from his seat yelling, "Keep my
right.
my wife's name out of your mouth." And he said, "I will, man." That did
Yeah,
something to me.
it's like
That hurt my spirit.
yeah.
That hurt my spirit.
Cause you know what it takes
You
to,
exactly
you
right.
know, with that. You
We
know what I mean?
know.
You
We
feel
seen
that.
people get bullied.
A real brother gonna look at that and be like, "Oh my God, no!" You know what
Yo,
I
that
mean?
hurt me. Like that hurt
They
my spirit.
stays. Look, that show would have been over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'd have
This should have
tore
been woman. Yeah,
that whole
yeah.
stage up.
Anybody else would have responded. Don't
Yeah,
forget, click on the
it
link,
was. They was like,
claim your
"There these
tickets, and
niggas
give us
go
your idea.
again."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're
It
like,
wouldn't have been. It
"There they
wouldn't have.
go."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, that's what. So again, to address the question, if he were white, Will Smith would have gone out in handcuffs, and there would have been a
Right.
lawsuit filed right now, where he would have been in court, fighting to save some of his money because it wouldn't have happened like that. It wouldn't have
Right.
happened like that. You know, they wouldn't
Right.
have asked, "Do you want to file charges?" The assault charges would have been filed somehow because that would have been unacceptable.
Yeah, it'd have been a whole bunch of charges filed that
A whole
night.
bunch
I'm
of
just
imagine
saying.
going there with smacking Drew Carey. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was sad.
It was a sad moment.
I felt bad for Chris on that.
Agreed. It was a
Yeah,
sad moment.
it was
Who said
sad.
that?
It
Was that
was
S that
sad.
said that? Uh, uh, we
Yeah.
need somebody to get up here to claim these tickets. My thing is not updating.
In the
But yeah,
meantime, we can get to this other issue, this
all
other
right.
topic.
Want to move on? Okay, we got.
Yeah.
Let me see.
All right.
We got two more. We have should Justice Thomas resign or at least recuse himself? And would you die for for this country? So where do you want to go, Knight? Is
Let's
Justice
go
Thomas?
with the Justice Thomas.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, we have to say congratulations to our new Supreme Court justice. Well, she didn't get in yet, but she will be, I guess, when the current justice resigns in June. She'll officially take her seat. First black woman to ever be ever have a seat on the bench. We want to say congratulations to her. That's a major accomplishment. Major accomplishment. So where do you want to go with that, Nike? Should Justice Thomas? Well, first of all, why are we questioning?
Explain why we came up with
You want
that
me to do it?
topic, Stacey. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, because with the insurrection that happened in January, it came out that Justice Thomas's uh, wife was heavily involved with the planning of it. She was heavily involved talking to Trump as it was happening. She was texting Mark Meadows back and forth the entire time. She knew what was going on. She knew about the planning of it. But also, one of the questions happened. They asked. It went all the way to the Supreme Court. Should the tapes and files that related to that insurrection should those be released? It went to the Supreme Court, and it was an 8-1 decision. You all right, Knight? It was an 8-1 decision.
Yeah.
What Vinny's back there doing?
Oh no.
You better hope this screen don't go. Your background doesn't go black. Is she spoken to? You better wait. You got a half hour, Knight. You got a half hour.
All right.
But so that question went to the Supreme Court. Should those files be released? And it was an 8-1 decision. And the only justice that went against releasing those, no, the justice, the only Supreme Court, the justice
that
went against it, right? The Senate. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, was Justice Thomas.
Yeah.
So the question became: did he know that his wife was embroiled in this whole thing? Is that why he voted no?
He had to. Come on.
Why do you say?
Come on. Because all right. So if you marry, even if y'all don't even despise each other, you know what your wife is doing.
As far as that is related, right?
As far as that's concerned, or like business or anything like that, right? Like, come on, man.
Like, right. And then it came out that in those text messages, she was referring to someone that she called her best friend consistently. She was constantly saying that. I'm going to talk to my best friend. And it's known throughout Washington that they refer to each other that way.
As best friends.
As best friends, right. Now, does that automatically mean that that's the case that she was talking about involving Justice Thomas? No, but chances are, like you just said, that was the case. So what do you think? I mean, should he recuse himself?
Only thing I can say about that is you have to when talking about stuff like this, you have to try to use logic,
Mm,
because the other side will always say, always give some type of excuse or give some kind of alibi or
right.
you know what I mean, or they'll put their spin on it.
Mm,
But you have to just look in terms of a regular person, like a regular average American citizen.
mhm,
If your wife does something against the country
mm.
like that, just think about what she was
Involved with-
involved in.
That's right.
Like, it wasn't like she just, she planned to go rob, a liquor store with somebody.
Mhm.
No, they were
It was an
talking
insurrection,
about the
overthrowing.
actual
Right.
overthrow of the government, like a coup.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Like,
Right.
so I mean, how can you? First of all, how can you? How come this is not taken care of in court already?
Mm,
Because I mean, it's not like you heard about the insurrection.
we
It's
lived
not
it.
about you you thought there was an insurrection. You
Mhm.
saw it. It
We
was
saw it.
reported.
That's
There's
right.
video evidence. There
Mhm.
was people already convicted.
Mm,
There were, there were speeches given. There was, a noose
mm,
outside the
mhm.
Capitol with
For Mike Pence.
for Mike Pence. So,
Mhm,
so with all that being said, right,
mhm,
and as many times as the American government, our American government has overthrown other
mm,
governments,
mhm.
how they don't have any excuse where to say that they don't know what's going on,
Right.
or you
Right.
know this is open and shut. I
Right.
mean,
I
and
mean,
he
really,
shouldn't be a part of it. He should
how
have
can he
no
not
part of
recuse
it.
himself? Right. How? See, the downside is that the Supreme there's no mechanism for Supreme Court justices to answer to. There's nothing in place for that. So he can say
That's
no,
what
I'm not going to recuse myself. I mean, that's really part of the
our
problem.
our our branches of government, all of our branches are of government are supposed to be equal,
Right,
right?
right. Checks and balances. Right. Yeah.
So if the Senate and the president, so if the executive branch and the congressional branch
Mhm.
can't make him, uh I don't, what would the word
Recuse
be,
himself. Make him
retire,
recuse himself.
not even recuse himself. He shouldn't be a justice anymore. Just
Well,
imagine if,
well, the
wait,
rule.
just
Okay.
imagine if that would have been a Democratic leaning Supreme Court justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those Republicans, he would be gone already.
I think that's a different issue though. Like, I think that recusing yourself from a case that might come before you because you are influenced is one thing versus
You will only
um,
do that if you have
being
integrity.
kicked off the bench. I mean, because now I don't, his wife being involved with Texan Mark Meadows and all of that other nonsense, those conspiracy theories is one thing. But if Clarence Thomas wasn't involved with the insurrection at all, I don't know if he needs to be kicked off the bench. I just don't think he should be involved with any
What?
cases. Yeah, I
He
don't think
got
he
to
needs to be
go.
kicked off
He
the bench.
got to go.
I mean, but
He
why kick
at
off the
least
bench though?
he don't even have the integrity to recuse himself from the case.
What?
So
So, but what?
just on that basis alone, he makes the credibility of
Mm,
the Supreme Court. He draws that into question. So now people looking at the Supreme Court like, oh, this dude, him and his family, they can do whatever they want. So how is he now going to rule on my case?
well, but that's why
He's
I say that he should recuse himself. I don't know if I
but
think he should be
but
kicked off
he
the bench.
hasn't so far.
Right. No, he hasn't. But again, you're saying that he should no longer be a Supreme Court justice.
Nope, he shouldn't.
Again, I just think that he shouldn't be allowed
He
to
shouldn't be allowed to
pass
be a
judgment on
Supreme
any
Court
cases.
justice
But why not adjust? Why kicked off completely though is what I'm asking. Why kicked off
because
completely? He wasn't
he's
at
in
the
he's in close proximity to a major crime, to a major
but Knight, but listen,
insurrection is a major deal,
it is.
man.
But
Like
she
people just
wasn't out there either, though. If now, okay, if someone involved with text messaging someone robbing a bank, right? If I'm robbing a bank and you and I are texting, and I'm telling you, Nike, I can't talk too long because I'm in this bank about to rob it. Should they be able to come and get you? I don't.
it
You weren't
depends on
there.
what you had to do with it.
No,
You
but I'm
should
saying,
definitely be questioned.
oh yeah,
You could definitely be
definitely
questioned,
question. I agree
and
with that.
your wife, if she was a judge, should definitely recuse
Agreed,
herself.
but I
And
don't think that
then
he
if
should
she
be
was
taken
found
off the
out to
case
have
for that.
any links to you robbing that bank, she should lose her job. And
But
that's what I'm saying. Do
see,
to them what you would do to regular people.
but again, I just don't. I don't think that. I think recusing yourself and not being involved. Now, if now let me go back for a minute. If they continue to dig and they see that there were other things that they did in relations to this, now that's a different story. I'm only talking
Of
about
course
as
there
far as,
was, Stacy.
I mean, but we don't know that. We only know what's been reported. And if she wasn't out there, if she was just involved with the text messages, then yeah, question her. But if she wasn't involved with the planning or different things like that, then again, I don't know if he should lose his job as a result of
Well,
that. He should
how would
he
she
should
know about it if she wasn't
shouldn't have the
involved in it?
ability to judge on any of those issues if his wife was involved with it.
How would she have known about the insurrection if she didn't have anything to do with it? How would she have known about it prior if she didn't have anything to do with it?
I don't understand your question. How would she?
How would she not have anything to do with the insurrection if she knew about the insurrection before the actual insurrection happened?
Well, I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. But the bottom line is you still got to prove now. Again, but again, like I said, if she's involved with the planning of it, you go here, whatever laws that were broken that you can apply to her, then absolutely apply them. But again, based on what we currently know, I don't think that Justice Thomas should be able to pass judgment on any cases that may come in front of the court regarding the insurrection as a result of his wife's actions. But
I
I don't,
agree with that completely.
yeah,
I
I
agree
just
with that
don't,
completely.
the only part I disagree with is him losing his job or being kicked
He
off of
should
the
be
bench.
out
You
because,
know,
like I said, if he doesn't recuse himself,
mm,
then
his integrity.
his not just his integrity, the whole integrity of the Supreme Court
Mm,
justice system
mm.
will be questioned, right?
Right, right. Okay. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Yo, we still need somebody to get up here and claim these tickets, man. Jay said something earlier, so I told him that we would let him know
Wait,
when he was on.
Jay's on. What's
Yeah,
up, Jay?
I don't know if he's on now, but yeah, he was on when I mentioned that I had the tickets. So we just need two people to get on, click on the link, and give their opinion on something, and then claim these tickets. We got two tickets to the show that's going to be happening next Sunday at the Met in Philadelphia. It's a comedy show. It's going to be a bunch of people there. All right, so Knight, how we looking, man? It's
We looking
8:30.
good. We got a lot of
Actually,
time. We
we
might
do
even
got a
get
lot
to
of time.
one of them other topics I wanted to get
He's
to.
one of them in there. All right. So
Maybe.
yeah, it looks like we will. Okay, because the last topic that we have is would you die for this country? Would
Would
you
you
die
die
for
for
this
this
country?
company?
Yeah. You want me to start on that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Would you
it
die for
depends.
this country?
I guess you know what. I guess I would have to say yes. Um,
What?
if yeah, I would have to say yes, Nike. And this is what I mean by that. If let's just say that what is it? Russia had tanks driving down Lindbergh Boulevard, which is close to me. I would pick up arms and go fight to try
You ain't
to
got no
stop
arms,
that.
first of all.
Nice dig. That's a nice one. Don't tell anybody now. Somebody might want to think I can't protect myself.
All
Um,
right. Well, that's
yeah,
another topic. But
it's a
go
different
ahead. All
story,
right.
right? Right. Actually, we're trying to get the black gun group to get on. They're supposed to be coming on,
Oh,
so
all right. That's gonna
we'll go
work.
back to that
Yeah.
later. But yeah, Nike, if there was an organization or another country attempting to come in and do what Russia is doing to Ukraine, absolutely, I would fight. fight and run the risk of dying for this country. Yeah, I would. I would. You wouldn't? You would.
For me, it's a loaded question,
What do you
right?
mean?
Because I would die for my family
Well,
in this country,
that's what I'm
in this
saying.
country.
Right. Right.
Not the same. Not the
Well, I
same.
mean, but what? Okay,
Yeah,
go
let
ahead.
me finish. Let
Okay,
me
go ahead.
finish. Let me
Mhm,
finish my answer.
mhm.
I would only die for this country if this country treated black and brown people with equality and respect.
Mhm, mhm,
That to this day hasn't happened.
correct.
So until
Correct.
that day comes, your man won't be dying for America.
Well, now let me double back though. My my
I'm not.
answer. No, let me
Okay,
let me
go
say
ahead.
this. My answer was, if another country had tanks driving down Broad Street doing to this country what Russia is doing to Ukraine, I would pick up arms and hit the street and die trying to stop it. I mean, for whatever reason, for whatever
If
reason,
Russia had a tank coming
mhm.
down Homestead,
With
then
Homestead
we
is
could
your home.
talk. Yeah, then we
Yeah,
could
that's
talk.
right, right. So,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
was my
because
point.
they on my property.
Right,
But
right.
until I'm referred to as an American and not a African American, not a Black American, not a nigger, not any of those terms you want to use, until people look at me and see an American, that's when I'll fight for
Well,
America.
now, but now, when we refer to ourselves as African Americans, when somebody asks, us, we say we're black, African American.
Right.
So I
But
don't.
because we have that distinction,
Hmm.
because that's the distinction that we were given.
See, but I see
When you
now.
talk to when you talk to a white person, they don't tell you that they're a white American. They don't tell you that I'm a Caucasian American. They don't tell you that I'm a whatever American. They just said I'm an American. I'm a proud American. I'm an American. I'm a patriot. That's all. You don't hear them speaking in terms just like black on black crime, where we
Hmm.
talked about shows ago. They
Hmm.
don't talk about white on white crime.
Hmm.
Then it's just crime. So
Right.
until they refer to our crime as just crime and not black on black crime, or just you kind of understand what I'm saying?
I
We're
do.
still
I do.
living in a Jim Crow society.
But I want.
Whether we choose to realize that or not, there's already a separation in how we are looked at and the way we're treated in this country.
But Nike, but listen to this though. Listen to this. I don't know if I'm against those sub or surnames or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I'm against Irish people calling themselves Irish Americans or Italian Americans. I don't have a problem with
Right,
that.
but most people don't use
Because,
those terms, Stace, unless they're asked on a and yes, unless they're specifically asked about that.
well,
Most
right, yeah.
people
If
don't use
someone
those
asks you about
terms.
your background, if someone asks, no,
If
no.
they ask you about your lineage, or if they ask you about, okay,
What is your
if you get
heritage?
into a conversation, okay,
Well,
you're
I don't think if you
Italian,
went up to a black,
then they
well,
say,
Nike,
yeah,
but I don't
I'm
think if
Italian
you.
American, blah 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 blah, huh?
But that's what I'm talking. But I don't think if you were having a general conversation with another white person in Jersey, I think they're gonna assume that you're an American because you're here. So you if you ask them what is their nationality, they're gonna say an Italian American or whatever that surname or whatever
No,
you
they're
call
not.
it.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
they're not.
No, they're
Like
not.
if you were in Jersey and you say what is your heritage, they're gonna say I'm white.
That's what I said. If somebody asks you what your
Right,
nationality is, that's
right.
different, right? What I'm saying is, when people refer to an American, they're mostly there's a difference. When people refer to African Americans and Black Americans, it's always that separation. It's always a separation, and that is so culturally ingrained in us that we don't like. You don't even recognize it. You're looking at me
No,
like
I'm
I'm saying
listening.
something
No, no,
so
no,
far
no, no.
left.
Let me ask you
But
this. Let me ask you
think
this.
about
Mike.
it.
Let me
Think
ask you a
about it.
question. Do you feel like an American?
I
Do
feel like
you
an
feel like an
African
American?
American. I feel like an African American.
Okay, so the answer to that is yes, because you put
No,
American
the
in
answer
your
to that
title.
is I feel like an African American.
Well,
There's a see,
African
that's what
American
I'm saying. There's a
is
distinction. There's a distinct
is an
difference.
African
There's a
American an American?
distinct difference
But is that an
between
American?
let me finish. There's a distinct difference between an American and an African American. When
And
you
that
ask me
Italian
what do I
person feels
consider
like,
myself, I
but
consider myself an African American.
right, but and that Italian person feels like an Italian American, and the Native American feels like a Native American, and you feel like an African American.
But you
So the
you so
answer to
you
the
so
question
you
is yes.
listen. You're missing my point. You're missing. So
So is that a yes or a no then?
like you're not even hearing what I'm saying.
Okay. Explain that again then. Okay, let me ask the question again.
We should
Do
all
you?
be consider.
No,
Listen,
let me ask the
you
question
asked
again.
me
You
to
don't ask me
explain it, and I'm trying to explain it.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We all in this country, if you were born here, if you have your American citizenship, you should just be American. Period.
So you don't think there should be any distinction? There shouldn't be an Italian American. There shouldn't be an African American. There
That's not
shouldn't
what
be
I'm
a Native
saying.
American.
That's not
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I'm not understanding you then. You
What
said
I'm
you should all
saying
be
is
Americans. So get rid of
we
those.
should all just be Americans, right? Right. And
So get
unless
rid of those.
the distinction shouldn't automatically come into play just because you see my skin or just because you see there's a different classification for American and African American. And if you're trying to see that you don't understand that, I
No, I'm
don't
not.
think
I'm
you're
not.
being genuine. I
No, no,
don't think
no,
you're
no.
being
I'm not saying
genuine.
it. I guess what I'm getting at, what I was going to get at is, I wonder if it has more to do with the way you feel like how your existence is, the way you feel about it. Because
Right. And that's exactly right. It's the
that's
way
why I
I
asked the
feel about
question.
it. And I wouldn't
That's why I
feel
asked the
that
question.
way. I wouldn't feel that way if I wasn't made to feel that way by this society.
But you did say you feel like an African American. That was your response. That was your response. So let me see.
I don't understand how you don't hear what I'm saying.
I do. I just repeated it, right? You answer my question. What does this person say? You're what the country you are a citizen in. Heritage and ancestry is different. Correct. Right. I agree with that. I agree with that. But what I said was I don't
What do
have a
you
problem.
consider yourself?
I'm African American, but I'm an
There
American.
you go.
I'm an American.
You
Though.
just proved my point.
I said, but I'm an American. I do feel like an American. I feel like an American.
But when I asked you just now, what do you consider yourself? The first thing you blurted out was African American.
Okay, so are you okay? If your question are you asking me, do I feel like an American? Is that what you're asking me?
Right.
I do.
Okay.
I feel like an American.
I don't. I feel like an African American.
So African Americans aren't American.
That's not what I said. You putting words in my mouth. You asked me, do I feel like an American? I said, no, I don't feel like an American. I feel like an African American. You know the difference. You know the difference.
Yeah. Well, no,
if you don't, it's sad if you don't.
Yeah,
if you don't know the difference, then that's sad.
Like, I mean, you can't say you feel that you don't feel like it. You don't feel like an American. You feel like an African American.
Right.
But you're using the word in your description of yourself. I mean, I understand.
I am, just like everybody else does.
Now, if you can say that you don't think it's fair or things aren't equal, and we're still not treated as equals, I can run with that.
But that's the same thing that I'm saying. So what's different about what I'm saying then?
No, there's a difference.
How is that different?
I agree with you because I agree.
But how is that different?
Let me explain it. You asked the question and let me answer. I agree that things aren't equal, that we still have a long way to go, that we haven't made it to full equality yet. But I can't sit here and say that I don't feel like an American as a result of that. No, I'm an African American. I claim I claim just as much. Listen to this tonight. I claim just as much of ownership. Listen to this though. I claim just as much ownership to this country as anybody else does, because my ancestors helped to build this country. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't feel like I'm an American. No, I feel
All
like an
right,
American. I just have,
maybe I can straighten this out
we
for
just
you a
have
little
more
bit like
fighting to
this.
do.
Maybe I can get my point across like this.
Is that your phone?
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. All right. If you, I'm gonna use your same example as an
Mhm,
Italian American, right?
mhm, mhm.
That Italian American knows his heritage because he can tell you if he comes from Sicily. He
Mhm.
can tell you if he comes from, uh, you know,
Right.
whatever
Whatever.
town
Right. Mhm,
in Italy.
mhm.
I ain't
Right. I
the
got you.
national
That's fine.
geographers, nigga. But but somebody come and ask you a question, what you gonna tell them? Where you from?
Well, I mean, I did my ancestry thing, so
You
I
ain't,
know.
I ain't talking about North Philly. Where
No,
you
no, no,
from?
nope, nope. I said I did my ancestry
Okay,
search,
where you
and
from?
I'm from like Congo, and there's another one. It's
Like
like two of them.
Congo and
Yeah,
another one. So
yeah.
you're gonna tell somebody, oh, I'm like Congo and
No,
something else.
come on, you being smart. I
No,
said
I'm
I
not.
know the answer.
I'm not
It's
being smart.
Congo,
I'm being
Congo. I'm from the
factual.
Congo. I'm from the Congo. My
You from the
ancestors
Congo.
are from the
Cool.
Congo. Yes.
All right.
There you go.
So you're Congolese.
Congo, exactly. Right. Whatever
Okay.
that
So
term is. Right.
next time
Yeah.
somebody asks you, you could say you a Congolese American, right? No?
Okay. I guess you could.
Or according to you, you just American. You don't have a you know, you just consider yourself just American.
No, 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 no. That's not what I said. I said I don't have a problem. I'm the one that said I don't have a problem with people using those surnames, Italian American. You know, it's a further description. I don't have a problem with that at all. Because I believe that everyone should embrace their culture, and if I want to dig a little deeper where a person is from, and more information about their culture, I want to know: are you an Italian American, or are you Asian America? I don't have a problem with those surnames at all. That doesn't bother me.
You don't think Americans should just be Americans?
No, no, because
No?
I think that erases my culture. That's saying get rid of
It doesn't
everything.
erase your culture. You
No, no,
still
no.
being an Italian American, if he just when they just refer to him because he's white as as an American, right?
See, again,
You don't understand that you don't see the difference in how those categories are separately grouped.
no, it's not that I don't understand. I don't agree with your premise, is what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with anyone using any of their any additional descriptions to describe their heritage or where they're
Oh
from.
no,
I
it's
don't have a
not that.
problem with that.
No. So we're off topic again. So the question was, would you die for this country,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
And my answer was, until I'm referred to as an American
Just an American,
and
not African
equally,
American.
let me finish.
Mhm.
Until I'm referred to as an American and treated equally like an American and not an African American,
Mhm.
that's when I would be willing to die for my country.
So
And if
yours,
you don't understand that, I just there's no other
so,
way
so
for me. There's no other way for me to put it.
so your whole thing is the way treatment. Like you said, until you're treated equally and
Until I'm
everything else.
treated
Okay.
equally, right? And that was
Okay.
the
I mean,
answer to the question.
that's I
And
asked
just
you
like
about your
somebody
opinion.
said, like American does allow us a nationality belonging to a nation of people. And then they said Africa is just a continent and not a nation.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me see. American does allow us a nationality belonging to a nation of people. Okay. All right. We got it. All right. So we have more time. You want to dip off into the last one that we kind of that
All right, all right. We're gonna give y'all a bonus. Since we running a little early today, we're gonna
Yo, we still need somebody to get these tickets, man. We got these 2 tickets.
we they don't want to. Hey, send them up here. I'll be down there.
Yeah.
What's the date on them joints?
Sunday. It's Sunday. Sunday.
Tomorrow?
No, no, next Sunday. Next Sunday.
Oh, I'll be in town next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. You be in Philly?
Yeah.
All right, it's the 17th. Yeah, it's the
17th.
17th. Yeah,
That's a Sunday.
yeah. That's
What
next
time?
Sunday. Show starts at 6, I think. Doors open at 5. Show starts at 6. So
Ooh, they have a
yeah.
quick show, and then we do the show from there.
See, yeah. I mean, look, that's listen. If nobody comes and claims them, then I
You'll
want
do that
one.
show.
I want one. All right. So
Hey,
when you
yo,
see that get
I
ticket,
found a
good, Mike.
topic that we didn't get to in a few weeks ago.
What was that?
It was it was. Let me get to it real quick. It was.
You don't want to do the thing about the video you sent me, right?
No, I want to do a whole show on that if you want.
Damn. All right. Okay. So what do you have there? What do you have? Like,
uh, remember we had that topic and we didn't get to it. We never got back to it. It was where is it? Dang on it, I forget. Was it the black? No, we did the black owned sports league.
right?
Oh man, I just saw it.
Is that something we need to double back to later?
Yeah, we could double back to it.
All right. Just when you or if you find it, then all right. So the video that you sent, Nike, that you that we did you want to introduce it or you want to say something about it?
All right, all right. Since we got a couple people on online right now, hey, is anybody aware that that um, aliens they have documentation, government documentation, and disclosure about aliens being real,
Mhm.
and we don't hear anything on the news about it. We don't, it's like they low key slipped it in to one of those stimulus packages. There was a disclosure, uh, disclosure bill in it, and inside that disclosure bill, they straight up say, yeah, there's a, they exist. They claim that they don't know, you know, who or what they are, but they do say that they exist.
Now, wait a minute. In the stimulus bill, one of the ones that Biden passed, there was something in there
No, one of the
saying
ones that Trump passed.
Trump. There was
Yeah.
something in there. Now you're not talking about Space Force, right? You're not talking about Space Force.
But that's the reason for Space Force. Remember, everybody's laughing at Space Force, but that is
Right.
the reason that they created the Space Force.
Because in that stimulus bill, they confirmed that the government knows that aliens exist.
Yep. You know who Marco Rubio requested the information, and they had to provide it to him because he's the chief security. He's on the, I think it's like the chief security council or something like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, look it up.
What was it?
It's
Disclosure bill,
look
you
up
said?
the disclosure document,
All right.
and they don't
So
call them UFOs anymore.
right.
They
I heard
call
about
them
that. Right.
UAPs.
Right.
So UAP disclosure.
Right. Now, keep going. Then, like, what are they saying?
So I sent you that
Right.
documentary to
Yep.
watch.
Yep. I watched some of it.
And it has a lot of people that worked on a lot of these projects. These secret government projects. For instance, Lockheed Martin. They got a company called Skunk Works,
Right.
and this company Skunk Works they have actually uh, U.S. military uh, planes, or not planes, ships, or whatever you want to call them, that can perform just like those UAPs. That's the whole thing. They have a whole underground.
Oh, because they get the technology.
Yeah. And it's like trillions of dollars of American taxpayer money that's unaccounted for. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, I heard them talking about how Pat said something. He got a long
Yeah.
dissertation with this, so he must
He
be
said,
into
I
this.
think it would be
Pat,
naive to think that humans are the only intelligent life in the entire universe. Have we
and
actually
I agree
made
with that.
contact? Hard to say. I'd imagine something that profound would be leaked. And it was
And I
leaked.
agree with Pat. I mean, now the
It
thing
was
that
leaked.
I
That's what this
looked up something
document
real
is.
quick, and it said that the video footage that the Pentagon released, it seemed to show three unidentified objects.
Right.
So Now, yeah, is that a UFO? Is it an unidentified flying object? Yes, but no one have they in that information that you heard, Knight. Did they confirm the origin of that vehicle? I mean, did they say this
No,
ship
but
came from?
they didn't confirm it, they didn't give any like nationalities or anything like that. But they did confirm
Like
that
if
we
they were
have been in
alien
contact.
Americans? Is that what you said?
No,
Like,
no, they
like if they
did
were alien Americans? Never.
But you know what? It is a part in that documentary that says that they already started discriminating on the aliens on their appearance.
What? Wait a minute. Oh,
See, you
wait a
didn't
minute.
even watch that.
Wait, I didn't get
I'm
that far. No, no,
no,
wait a
no.
minute. No, no. I
It's
did
called
see
The Cosmic Host on Tubi.
right,
If
the
you're
cosmic home.
interested, take a look at it because there's a lot of people that used to work at the CIA. There's
Now,
a lot of high-ranking U.S. generals that are in this thing. A lot of people want the information to come out, but there's another part of the government that don't want this information to come out because they don't want other countries getting their hands on
technology,
the
right.
technology
Now,
that they have available to them.
now what I said, Knight, and I agree with Pat. I'm of the school of thought that I would never be arrogant enough to think that they don't exist. But I don't again to agree with Pat, I don't I don't know if I subscribe to the fact that it has been confirmed that there has been contact with other beings that are not humans.
Then
Like,
you didn't watch that
no, no,
documentary
I
all the
told
way
you I didn't
through.
finish it. No, I didn't finish the whole thing. No, no, I didn't. And even as far as the documentary, Night, because you said that, you said there are a lot of officials in that document, and I said, you that also depends on whether you find them credible. There was no current, there were no current military officials, Colin Powell or
So,
anyone like that, or not Colin
so
Powell, but
yeah, there was Colin Powell's chief of staff is on that video.
saying that we can confirm that we made contact with a being that is not of this earth.
He didn't say those exact words, Stace, but
But that's what I'm saying. I mean,
to that
I
effect,
agree.
yes. Some of the stuff is they're not saying it where they can get in trouble for it, but they're letting you know that that stuff exists.
Now listen to this though. See, and this is where I agree with Pat. Something that profound, I think, would have been leaked. That listen, we
Well,
can
it has been.
confirm.
That's what I'm
No, no,
trying to
no, no,
tell
no,
you.
no.
It has been
No, no,
leaked.
no, no, no. You're saying that they haven't used those words that we can confirm this is a being from another galaxy. I'm saying if that was the answer, that those words would have been leaked. I think someone would have come out and said that.
Okay, all right. Please look at the documentary, everybody. That's gonna be y'all homework assignment for this week. We coming up on the closing part of the show, but that's gonna be everybody's homework assignment. It's called The Cosmic Host. Everybody that's in this show, you can actually look them up as you're watching the show to see that they have the profile that they are who they say they are. Like they're not just people that you never heard of. They're actual people from the actual CIA, from the actual government, from the actual work at NORAD, work at all of these military bases. Actual people that if you like, oh, this guy bullshit. Let me look who is he? Oh, this is General such and such from such and such. You know what I mean? Like, why do I have like? It ain't my documentary. I'm just going by what they say. Like when I look at stuff like that, first time I'm watching it, I'm looking at it while I'm on my laptop or on my phone, looking like, who is this dude? Oh, he's done such and such and such and such. He worked for such and such and such and such. He's done such and such and such and such.
Right.
So these ain't just like people that they just dug up from nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I mean, again,
So
I agree. I mean, I wouldn't whether it's confirmed or not. I don't think that any of us should be arrogant enough to think that in this vast universe that we're the only living beings out there. I think that right there is kind of ridiculous to think that. But again, I think the part where I'm not ready to say that I'm on board with is the fact that we've officially made contact with a being that's not of this world. That's the part that that's where I'm lost. That I'm just not ready
Why?
to take
Why?
that leap.
Why would you be lost on that? I don't
Because again,
understand that.
I think
Where do you
that
think? Where
no,
do
but
you think?
you asked me a question.
Yeah.
Again, I think that if that had happened, that they would confirm that and use those words. That listen, I can confirm that we've made contact with another being that is not of this earth. I think they would use those words and confirm that, not
They
that.
have used those words, Stace. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like you
that
sitting there arguing and you didn't even watch it all the way through. I'm
yeah, I
telling
didn't
you,
finish
they
it. Yeah.
did use those words.
But you said earlier that they didn't. You
They
said
didn't use the
earlier that
words you were saying before, but they did say
Mike, those are the
we
same
made
words.
contact.
Mike, I asked you, did they say that they made contact with a being that's not a human? You said they're not using those words. Now you
They're
saying they
not
are.
using those words. Just just watch it. All I'm asking you, don't like I
Finish watching.
say, every time I give some information, I don't want you to believe me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I ain't nobody. Don't believe me.
Mm-hmm.
Go and check it out for yourself.
Right.
Then, think about what you just saw
Mm-hmm.
and think about if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like you can't bend facts to,
Right. No, facts are
what you
facts.
want them to be
Right.
or what
Facts are
you
facts.
think they should be. Facts are facts. You
Correct.
know what I mean? It either is
Correct.
or it ain't. So
Right.
like
Right.
I'm
All
not
right.
I'm not defending these dudes or anything. I'm just saying they said that aliens exist. So,
Okay.
they would know better than me.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I can give you an example. Uh, with fiber optics, just think about from 1980, from the 80s to 2000. In 20 years, we came out with smartphones,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
wireless connections, fiber optic connections,
Mm-hmm.
all of that in 20 years. Like think
So
about
you think
how
that
long
that technology came from?
think about how long we have been on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you have talk about Roswell and all of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have made leaps and nanotechnology.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they could put something in your body and you wouldn't even know it
Mm-hmm.
and keep
Yeah.
track of you wherever
Absolutely.
you are.
Absolutely.
So we came up with all of this technology in the last 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, technology moves
Humans ain't that
fast. Huh?
smart. I'm gonna tell you, humans ain't that smart.
So you think that fiber optics came from ET and ET?
They reverse engineered a lot of the stuff that is out here today was reverse engineered. And I'm not saying it was from an ET or whatever. They saying that.
No, okay, okay, all right. Yo, so Nike, man, we've reached the bewitching hour.
Yeah, yeah.
All
It's
right,
time to wrap it
let's
up,
not
man.
wrap
It's
it up.
time to
Yeah,
wrap it up.
yeah. We okay. All right, what you got in closing, man? What you got?
All right, first thing, everybody check out that Cosmic Host on the Tubi channel. You can download it on your phone. If you got a smart TV, you can download it on a smart TV. It's called the Cosmic Host. It's really
Hoax.
yeah, the Cosmic Host. It's mind blowing. And like this shit is the real deal. Like these are real people. So anyway, that being said, we got a lot of big projects coming up. We're talking about starting a media channel. We're looking for other talent, other shows. We got a few lineups already in the works, and we're hoping to grow this into a place where you can get real news, real music, real poetry, real talk, right? And so that's about all I got to say. Check us out on uh, on our YouTube channel, on our realbroslive.com. We got merchandise out here. Hey man, y'all, Real Brothers about to do the thing, man. And
Right.
we want to bring y'all along with us.
That's right.
So as always, love is the new black.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Ditto with everything Terry TL said, man. Thank you for joining in. Hit me up if you wanted to get one of the tickets or something. My man said he wants us to give them away, so we're gonna figure out a way to do that. We might do it in the group chat. We thank you for tuning in each and every Sunday right here, 8 to 9. Don't forget you can catch us on all of the major platforms. We love the dialogue that on the group texts or the group chats, or even on the when we're live. So please continue to do that. Send forth different ideas of different things that we can talk about as well. We appreciate all of the interaction. So Nike, man, enjoy yourself in Denver. You coming
Yeah,
back?
buddy.
When
It's
you coming
about
back,
to.
man?
I was trying not to get too bad before before the show, but it's about
It's
to
about
be
to happen.
on, baby.
All right, man. Both of y'all enjoy the rest of it, man. And
All right,
we'll
man. I'll
wrap
holler
later.
at you.
All right.
All right.
Y'all be safe.
Bye.
Peace.